All right, it's October 21st, 2021. We're in Stone Mountain State Park. We're getting ready to hike the Stone Mountain Loop Trail. I think it's about 4.5 miles. I just walked 0.6 from the campground, which is back out the end of this road. You walk down through there, it's all road walk down into there where I got the RV parked. But yeah, I've been wanting to hike this trail for a long time, and since it's fall and the leaves should be changing, I think we'll get some good views up there. We got a little 0.3 trail according to this sign before we get to the loop trail, and then we got the falls down there and the summit. So yeah, let's get started and enjoy the day. As always, I'll be cutting the camera on and off as we go, and we'll be talking about what we see and what we're thinking. No telling what we're going to get into, but it's a good day to get into something. As you get to the trail intersection, after walking that 0.3 miles from the parking lot, you come across this old chimney here. They built back in the day. I guess there was a cabin sitting right where we're standing right now. Nothing here but the chimney. Now that shows you how good they built these things. But yeah, somebody would have been in their home. It's winter time and they would have been sitting right here. The fire going right here, staying warm. Sitting in a rocking chair maybe. So that's kind of cool to see that along the trail. Yeah, the trail's been mostly flat the whole way. Not hard at all. When you get up here to the intersection, it's going to give you a choice. You can go to the waterfalls to the left and go that way around the trail, or you can go to the right to the summit. 1.4 miles, so we're going to take the loop trail in this direction. Head up to the top and let you see what all that looks like. So the trail coming up to the summit is basically a gravel road. It hadn't been too steep along the way. I'm imagining it's wide like this because it gets crowded at certain times. It's about 9:30 in the morning right now. Looks like they did a controlled burn not long ago. You can kind of look off down there and see kind of the grade. I'm a little winded, but not bad. Nice and grassy here on the right. Imagine deer like come up in here, get a little snack. As you come up onto the stone, they'll have these red circles for you to follow. Show you where the trail goes. Straight on across there, but you got your first view here. Just beautiful out there. Still a lot of green. I see some reds popping through. Some oranges. I thought it'd be a lot further along this time of year, but it's not. But man, colors are not. It's just beautiful up here. You can see all the way out through there. Just beautiful. All right, let's continue on. See what else this Stone Mountain has to offer. We're coming out on our second piece of stone here along the trail. I think we're just going to wind along all the way across there, looking over at the sights as we go. This is beautiful as you walk out here. Top of this mountain here. You can hear a crow off in the distance. Wind's picking up a little bit as we get out of the trees. Always amazed at those trees that grow right out of the crack here of the stone. All it needs is one little crack in the stone and it'll take root and it'll keep pushing and it'll crack that whole stone eventually. Get bigger and bigger and make room for another tree. Yeah, one little crack in your stone infrastructure and then somebody else will take advantage of it. Yeah. That's for sure. That's how nature works. Man, that's beautiful looking out over there. Looks like we're getting ready to turn the corner to the main section that you see in all the pictures of Stone Mountain. Oh yeah, look at that. Hope that wind's not too bad for you. closer we get to the summit, the trail, it becomes more of a trail now. You know, the first part was mostly like a little gravel road. But it's thinning out through here, still wide enough for a pretty good crowd. I'm gonna start doing some switchbacks at this point. I'm not sure if you can tell the grade from the camera, but I don't know. I mean, it's not terribly steep, but you'll start to feel it as you go along. And you can see, there's it turns back. Goes to those stones, turns back again. There's the top right up there. For some reason, they felt like they needed to put this wall, which I get the wooden part, hold the trail in, but this upper part, little guardrail here, seems odd, and I can only imagine maybe somebody come running down here and spun out and went over the edge, but I don't know why else they would put it there. I tell you what, if you come down this trail and just walk off the edge, you probably shouldn't be hiking. Give you a bit. I mean, you see how wide it is. How you gonna just run right off the edge? I mean, that seems like a waste of cable. We're just about to finish the switchbacks now. We're a little bit longer than I thought they were gonna be. Got a little trail right here. Looks like there's Overlook. Let's walk down there and see what it is. Got a trail, it must be pretty. So let's do it. Hear a cricket. Oh, he heard me. He stopped. Another great view. I don't think we're at the summit yet. We're still below. Looks like you can go a little higher to the right. I hear a family coming back down. Yeah, I hear them kids. Oh yeah, it's nice. Right down there is where we were earlier. And I filmed over to here. I still don't think this is the main section though. Yeah, we went back in the woods and we come up a series of switchbacks to get up to here. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I started at the upper parking lot, and it seems like it might be the easiest way to summit this mountain. There's a longer trail going to the lower parking lot, and we'll see when we go that way. Maybe it's easier that way, I don't know, but so far it's been pretty easy. The switchbacks being the hardest thing. I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is blowing through the leaves and it's just so peaceful. I believe we're on the summit now. It's leveled out pretty good, and I can see some more stone out ahead. I just wanted to try to capture this wind blowing it, see if you can hear it or not. That's the direction we just came from. You can see those orange markers there on the rock. Be careful when you're walking through the rocks. Got all these little holes right there where the water sits. Trail a curve, and I believe it's going to go back down that side right there. They got this fence right here where you can go through. So I feel like this is the main part. Let's walk out here and see. We'll go do it together. Used to have some kind of sign right there that's gone. But I think they put that fence there for a reason. I think this is the top. You can see how them trees, like I said earlier, one starts and the more trees keep growing as years go by. You'll watch your step down through here, you'll twist an ankle. Pretty easy. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can hear some people coming up the trail to my right. Just see. A little hazy out through there, but you can see all those mountains. Let me see if I can block that wind for you. Walk down sideways here. Go a little further. See if we can get down off the top a little bit. There we go. We'll go down to the edge and look over before we head on down. Yeah, the wind's blowing good. Crab walking now. Crab walk. Oh. Here's that tree hanging out here on top of Stone Mountain. Mountain of stone here. Be a good place to come up with your family and sit down and picnic. Today the wind is make that a little difficult, I think. You can see off in the distance some buildings way off, a little town or something. Yeah, I believe this is probably, I said earlier I thought the other area was the area where the pictures were taken, but I feel like this is it. We go out a little bit further, we can look down over the edge. At this point, you do not want to trip and start rolling. You are not going to stop, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go any further neither. Every time I think I'm going to be able to look over the edge, I can't. Down at the bottom of that hill, there's a house down there. A man used to own all this land. They got that house down there, so we're going to go around, continue our hike, and we'll be down at the lower parking lot. I'll probably get something to drink there. And we'll shoot down the bottom of this and check out that house. I bet it's beautiful down here. Can you imagine being the owner of all this at one time? Lucky you, right? Man. All right, let's get going. We'll climb back up, and now we're climbing back down. And they got this cable for you here. You know, if you need to hold on to it, maybe. You don't feel it steady going down the middle section, you can follow that cable all the way around the edge. And there's steps going down, so this side so far appears to be steeper to me if you come from the lower parking lot, but we'll see how it plays out. The only real bad place I had coming from the upper parking lot that I thought was, I didn't even get you breathing hard, but it wasn't bad, was the switchback. So here you got a lot of more steps on this side. I don't know if any of you guys watched my chimney rock video I put out last week, but if you did, you saw a lot of steps like this, and it was a lot of fun for me to make that video. If you want to check it out, it's already online, and you can, all you need to do to find any of my videos, if you're looking for something, like if you want chimney rock, put chimney rock State Park, North Carolina, and put all right behind that, and it should bring it to the top of your searches. If you want to see some of my town videos, say if you lived in Lexington, you want to know if I did a video there, you type Lexington, North Carolina, all right. And every time I've done that, my videos are at the top of the search results. And that seems to be the easiest way to find them to me. As you come off the stone, you'll see steps turn into these little block type steps to build. Not too bad. Yeah, if you guys enjoy my videos, I appreciate it if you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate that. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a little tougher to come up from the lower parking lot. So if you just want to summit, go to the upper parking lot. That's my advice. At this point, I'll tell you when we get all the way to the bottom. I'll take a little shortcut here. Ooh, about twisted my ankle. That's what you get for taking a shortcut. I don't know if any of you watched my Dunn's Mountain hike that I did down in Salisbury. I called it the Prison Preserve because you went in on that hike and the whole thing was fenced in with black chain link fence. When you got out to the quarry where you could walk around on something like this, you couldn't go, you was blocked off. And I didn't like that. I think people can walk around and take their own time and be safe about things without all that. But this little cable they got here, I don't mind this. You know, for older people who might be unstable, they can just kind of hold this as they go down this rock. And it doesn't look too bad. And it doesn't stop anybody from going out on this rock if they want to. They can walk all around there if you feel comfortable. But when you're coming on this trail, especially coming up, you know, you can grab this thing like this and pull yourself up, get on up them stairs. So they could do something like that down there at that Dunn's Mountain Prison Preserve, is what I called it. And let people walk out. It was beautiful down there. They could have had a pool. They could have made picnic areas and things like that. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that too much, but I was just trying to make the point. This is something they could do, and people could go out to the quarry and be safe out there without all that crap they built with that fence. That looked terrible. I passed the old boy coming up here. He said it's like this all the way back to the parking lot. I told him it was easier from the other section. I thought he didn't mind though. He said he'd like to climb. That's good. They're doing the whole loop, so I'll see him when I come around. I have a feeling when I come up to the end on my hike up that waterfall, I'm gonna have a steep climb there, so it'll be payback time for me, I guess. These downhills can be tough on your knee too. Yeah, just take your time. I always say that. So there's the steps going up. You can see some people climbing now. Yeah, you gotta love steps, go that way. I'm glad I'm going down. Yeah, they're doing good. They're laughing, having a good time. Great exercise no matter which way you decide to go. So this is a good example of how people will go around these steps they make sometimes, because it's just easier. And most of these steps, that last little bit will have that drop off right there, and it's a good little drop off. And if you climb it up, it's kind of hard on your knees, you know. I don't know why. It seems like most of them are like that. I don't know why they don't put a smaller step right there to shorten that up. Maybe it just wears out over time, but it would help to put like a half step in between there. And I think once you get on top, they're not bad, you know, like that. But the ground washes out. I'm sure when they built that, the ground wasn't washed out probably. So I don't know if they could do something concrete, but maybe it would wash out there too. But most people are choosing just go around the edges when possible. The leaves are really not falling. It hadn't really turned that much. Just see the wind's blowing, but you're not getting a lot of leaf fall. A lot of times this time of the year, you'd already have leaves falling like snow as you walk through some of these trails, but they're hanging on tight this year. And I guess the peak's going to come on here end of October here, maybe beginning of September. It's not here yet, so if you're thinking they already peaked out up here, they have not. And come on up. Not a lot of people here today. It's still morning time, but I haven't passed many people. I thought it was going to be a lot more crowded. So it's been enjoyable. I like hiking when there's not a lot of people around myself. So we come out on this little road right here at the bottom of all those steps and things, and I saw a car parked down that way, but that might just be for rangers. There's no sign saying that's a parking lot. It tells you to go across right here. It says parking lot this way. So maybe that's just for the rangers down there. Some kind of access road goes up that way. I talked about the leaves earlier falling. And on cue, let's see if we can get a better view. On cue, they're coming down. We're in a green tunnel now, coming up from the lower parking lot area. Pretty good climb up. Fairly decent grading parts. This is the first switchback I hit. So we got to go over this mountain here to get down to the Hutchinson place, I imagine. As we walk along, you can see these plants. Some of their leaves are shriveled up already, and others are getting ready to. Wind was blowing a minute ago, and you can see some of them shaking in the wind, almost like they're scared to let go for their next phase of life. I imagine we'll all be that way when that day comes. It's a poem about a leaf falling in the fall. I can't remember how it goes, but it's a father talking to a son. The son's afraid to let go and fall to the ground, and talks to him a little bit about how life is and things like that. I wish I could remember the name of it for you, but it was good. Kind of a cycle of life thing. I really liked it. You can see right here, the Hutchinsons must have built a wall one time or another out of all these rocks. Now it's a low wall, so I don't know what it would hold in. Maybe it was higher at one time. It's long though. Maybe that was a field at one time. Probably all them trees wasn't there. We must be getting closer. I can see them two girls walking way ahead of me though, but we're on fairly flat ground, so I feel like it shouldn't be too much longer. But wow, I don't know if that was for a field, or maybe this could have been his driveway in, maybe, to his house back in the day. I'm not sure. Anybody knows, comment below, because this wall just follows this little, basically it's wide enough to be a road. Well, it's beautiful up on this rock. I messed up, wasn't paying attention, got off on the Cedar Rock trail. I thought this was getting a little long, wasn't paying no attention. So I just added 2 miles to my 5-mile hike. So I'm gonna miss the Hutchinson house. I'm gonna kind of go over this 2-mile deal here. I'll be on the other side of Hutchinson's house, so we won't be able to get that today. Yeah, that sucks. I wasn't planning on hiking though. 7 miles. Oh well, that's what you get. There is a plus to making mistakes every once in a while, as long as you make the best out of it. Look at that view we got coming here off the Cedar Rock Trail over there to where we were standing earlier. We were right up there earlier looking down. And I can hear some people down there. I believe that house is down there behind them trees, but we'll go check it out if it's not too much backtracking. But if it's a good bit, I'm gonna go ahead and go around, because I think I might have to climb up that steep climb up the falls. We'll see. Well, looky there. Trail popped out right here at the cabins, so that we don't have to go far at all to look at them. So we're backtracking a little bit now. So you can see their old barn there with a wagon inside. Got another one up here. Got some old tractor implements there for farming. There's a truck that drives up in here, so I bet you that little road that we saw earlier comes right up through there, and that I was just supposed to walk up the road, I think, instead of turning. I didn't pay no attention, and now I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm gonna look at this beautiful garden over here. This is how I would have built a fence back then. Yeah. Had their own little garden to keep the animals out. You can see some melons in there now. I'm sure it wasn't a lot of grass here like it is now, but it's still beautiful. I don't think you can go in the house. Yeah, you can come here and read all about it. I'm not going to read all that stuff. They talk about the gardens and the orchards. There they are right there. Old boy had it going on up here. He looks like he kind of got a little grin on his face. Be able to get up and look at that in his backyard. I'll tell you what. His grandsons and all. Little outhouse over there. That's one convenience a lot of us wouldn't want to give up. There's kind of where it sits on the topo map. Yeah. Cutting logs and wood by hand to make this beautiful cabin, making those shingles. They made it all. Made the outhouse there. Got all that wood. Gotta get ready for winter. About getting up in the middle of the night and having to run out there. A lot of times they probably didn't. Probably had a little bowl or something. Some tough old boys, that's for sure. And bringing a little tractor in here now. Yeah, I see people walking up that road. That's the way I was supposed to go. Yeah, take these old steps out and the door. Old boys have been sitting out here, middle of nowhere by herself, playing a banjo probably, fiddle. Supper cooking on the table after hard days of work. Yeah, it's a pretty good life, I'd say. This placard here is talking about the spring box and wash place. It tells you when you choose a home site, you'd want a creek nearby for drinking water, a place to wash your clothes. And so that would have been what I talked earlier. I thought that little barn might have been a spring house. I call it a spring house. It's kind of how it worked. Even in Charlotte, when I grew up as a kid, the farm around me, the old home place, had a little spring house where my buddy's mom and dad's dad kept milk and stuff at their old home place. And we called it Turtle Swamp. The old house was falling apart, but that spring house was still there. It was interesting. That's the way you keep stuff cold back then. And then you wash your clothes and hang them up. A lot of things you had to do on your own. I see right now that road comes up to a handicapped parking area where people can drive up. That's good. Another great shot of the farms and that mountain in the background. That beautiful house they got there, they built by hand. A bunch of people head on around on the trail there. That little placard talked about how they had pigs in the area and they foraged off the nuts and things like that, and had the fruit trees and just about everything they would need they would have thought of back then. I don't know how many generations of family lived here. I know it went on into the 1900s. We got pictures of them working here, plowing with the horses. This barn was built by John Hutchinson in the 1950s or 1900s, and then they added the shed in the 1950s. So that's equipment, kind of equipment they would have used. And they would have had a corn crib. Anybody in there shucking that corn right now? Guardian of the corn crib, dog. That's a great little homestead here. I'd like to have a little more time to stay, but I get rolling on, I guess. Follow these people on around, I guess. I saw somebody earlier, they were talking about somebody walking down the side of that mountain. I don't know if he had a rope on him or not. He may have just been letting his shoes stick to it. I don't see him anymore. So he either fell or he made it back to the top. I'm gonna assume he made it, since I don't hear no helicopters flying in to rescue him. Just past that old boy we saw on top of the mountains. He was coming up them steps and I was going down. I told him about my detour. He got a good laugh out of that. It's a pretty good climb up that waterfall, a bunch of steps, so I got to pay the price going back up that way, I guess. But overall, I've enjoyed the trail in this direction. I did talk with one girl coming down the steps from Stone Mountain. She said she liked climbing steps better than coming in at the upper lot and doing the switchback. So it's just up to personal preference, really. You're going to enjoy it either way. This tree's determined, I'll give him that. That root came out, worked its way all the way around back into the ground so he could latch on. Tough. I don't know how many more years he's got, but he's fighting. Imagine when it rains, that water comes up there and washes more dirt away, but he's locked in. You can see right here where they might have had a tractor back in the day and they would have crossed the creek like right here up the other side. And I bet when them Hutchinson boys was young, they might have dammed that up right there and made them a nice little swimming hole back up in here. That'd been a lot of fun. Me and my buddy used to do that in our creek. Starting to make our way back up now. Basically followed the creek from the Hutchinson house. Now we're going toward the falls. The water's getting faster as we make our climb up through these boulders. Creek's down in there below. You can't see it from all the bushes. I'm sure you can hear it. Sound of the water and the smells. And just breathe that in, fresh air. It's awesome. See a lot of steps up ahead. See how awesome it is then. Might be sucking in some air. Let's do it. Here we go. Climbing back up to the second parking lot past a waterfall, I hope. We're at the falls now. You can see it coming down that rock, down that stone face, down to that pool below. You can walk down there to see it from the bottom. Since I just climbed up and I got to still climb up, I'm not doing it. Turn and keep going, I guess. The old boy wasn't lying about steps. He's going to take our time and get on up the mountain. Just talked to a woman I met earlier. She was doing the loop in the opposite direction that I was, and they would come down these steps. I told her I did the Cedar Loop Trail, Cedar Rock, whatever it was. She said, she comes up here and hikes all the time, I guess. She said, oh, I love that trail. I usually do it together. And she told me about that place we took that photo. And like I said, sometimes detours pay off. And I am a little tired, but I was glad that I got to see that. So this is cool. They got little overlooks as you climb up. You can take breaks and look down the fall. There's where we were at the bottom earlier, watching that water slide down through there. Looks like a big water slide, don't it? I'm passing everybody that I met earlier on top of the mountain. Stopping and talking again. It's fun to talk to them, see how their day went. We're getting to the top of the fall now. This little wooden fence, I'm dragging myself up now. Feeling the burn a little bit in my left leg. I think the trail's going to turn back in the woods up there. One last look, I think, unless we cross it again. Off the steps now, back on this gravel type trail we started on. We're going to make our way back up to the second parking lot there. Not sure how far we got to go. So we're back where we started. There's the chimney over there. There's people getting ready to start their trip or maybe ending it, taking a break. So we're going to take a short trip back to the parking lot. We'll call it there. All right, we made it back in the upper parking lot. I highly recommend this park, Stone Mountain State Park. You can see there's cars in here, but it's not a big parking lot, so there's not as crowded as you might find out on Pilot Mountain or Table Rock, Mar Mountain, Grandfather Mountain, those types of parks. Come out here, enjoy this park. It's beautiful out here, beautiful. And if you want to go out there and see that Hutchinson homestead, they'll let you drive your car up in there if you got or they'll take you up in there. I ain't sure you can drive your car, but got a handicap sticker. So go up there and enjoy that. That was beautiful up there. I'm gonna walk on back to the campground and get me some lunch. I hope you enjoyed this hike on the Stone Mountain Loop Trail and the Cedar Rock Trail that we took and got that great view. I appreciate it if y'all like, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Y'all take care. Home sweet home. Old Rev and a wife and a dog inside, I imagine. And my old broke down buddy over here. Nobody here to greet me. How sad. You still in that tent? Get out of that tent.